Posted a video asking if a dead bedroom is inevitable in long-term relationships. I got a lot of men in the comments basically pointing a finger and being like, well, women kill it by rejecting intimacy all the time. You guys make it so we never want to initiate ever again. And as someone who's gone through it, it is oftentimes because we feel unsafe in the relationship. I got to the point in that relationship where I would go to the bathroom and lock the doors to change. Because any bare showing of a knee was apparently enough to be like, I'm initiating. When I wasn't, there was.
What do you mean you feel unsafe? Okay, this is all womanese. Women, they very often start talking about mental safety and emotional safety and all this and all that, and they will put themselves in a position of a victim. I'm a victim. I'm not safe. Okay, well, first of all, did you get with this guy knowing he was a knuckle-dragging Cro-Magnon Neanderthal, or did you get with him knowing he was like a sweet church-going gentleman? Which one of those guys did you get with? Because we know nice guys finish last. So this idea of I'm not safe, you need to quantify. You need to definitely quantify what that means. Are you not safe physically? Why are you living with a guy long term if you're not physically safe? Is it mentally or emotionally safe? Why are you with this person if they're somehow not safe? That's number one. Number two, when it comes to you hiding in the bathroom because of the bare showing of a knee, how exactly is intimacy supposed to work? Is he supposed to walk up to you when you're in denim jeans and a denim jacket, you look like Walker, Texas Ranger, and he's supposed to write you a letter and ask for permission to touch you? How is this supposed to work? That's the point of initiation. That's the point. That's the whole thing. I'm living in the house with the woman and I can't get sex from her, let alone see her naked, but I'm supposed to be this loving and supportive part. Come on, dog. Come on. You see your husband. Every time you see him, or your boyfriend or whatever, every time you see him, you get to say something to him. You get to get his attention. You get to get mental and verbal energy and attention and time from this guy, but he can't get any sex off of you. He can't even see you while you change because you don't feel safe, whatever that means. And that's just preemptive language for when she leaves the relationship. I was a victim. I didn't feel safe. And she's not going to quantify how. This is just womanese.
Zero buildup, zero intimacy prior, no hand holding, no kissing, no cuddling. The house.
You said there's no intimacy prior. How many times did this dude see you put clothes on or take clothes off? So he slept in the bed with you because this is a long-term relationship. So you're either married or you're cohabitating, whatever. So he sleeps in the bed with you. You don't give him sex. He wakes up and he sees you either in, your underwear or, pajamas, whatever you're wearing. And at some point in time, I'm assuming you're going to work. So you get out of bed and you take that off. So he sees you naked there, or he should be able to see you, but you're going to the bathroom. So when is the time that he's supposed to approach you and start cuddling with you, kissing you, holding your hand? When is this supposed to transpire? Because that sounds like a pretty good time for it to transpire to me. You want him to wait until you're fully dressed, and then that's when he starts flirting with you. That's just ridiculous thought process.
This is disgusting, and I'm the only person responsible for cleaning it. So I have that in the back of my head.
She's going to explain. She's going to actually prove a point that I've made before. This is nothing but scorekeeping. She's talking about the house is disgusting and I'm the one responsible for cleaning. The guy doesn't do anything. Somehow, if you guys have watched any kind of relationship content, you guys know every woman rounds up to the nearest everything. If she does one thing, she did everything. If you got a carton of eggs and somehow all the eggs are out the carton for whatever reason, she's not going to say, I put eggs in a carton. She's not going to say, I filled a dozen eggs. I filled a carton with a dozen eggs. She's going to say, I had to put 12 eggs in the carton. Well, you sell them by the dozen. Let's just say you work at a grocery store and you have to put the eggs in individually in the back. You did not put 12 eggs in that carton. You filled one carton full of eggs. We sell the eggs by the dozen. That is one unit of work, not 12. So she'll look at it like, if we got 50 dishes, I didn't just do the dishes. I did 50 dishes. You have kids. She's not going to look at it as I cleaned the kids' room. She's going to look at it as I had to put 50 toys away. When in reality, bro, you just cleaned the room. They scorekeep every single thing they do. They count every unit of what they do. So they can hold that against you and say, well, you didn't do that. You need to do that and more for me to give you sex. It's zero sum mindset. If she does one thing for you, she's at a loss. So she needs you to do 2 or 3 things for her. This is why they want money, energy, attention, and time. They want all those 4 things, and they count that as one unit. Do you remember what I said about the eggs? Just like we don't count each individual egg, we say that 1 dozen eggs, that's 1 unit of work. You filled it up. They look at those 4 things as 1 unit of love or whatever. So what they'll do is they'll say, well, you gave me money and attention today, but I didn't get energy or time. And then tomorrow you give her energy and time, and she says, well, I didn't get the money and the attention, or the money and the time, whatever. If you give her 2 over here and you don't give her the other 2, she doesn't count any of that. You don't build equity. It doesn't roll over. So they want you to give them all 4: money, energy, attention, time. And they want you to do that 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. And then they'll give you 1 unit of sex. They want to be way up on the scoreboards. And she's going to prove this.
Absolutely zero buildup, zero romance, and I was just expected to want to jump into bed all the time. Which by that point, I had long since gotten the ick. Moments of disconnect are normal in a long-term relationship, but years of it, you kind of can't come back from that. So if
she's talking about she got the ick and all this long-term buildup of resentment. She's walking around hating you all day because she doesn't like you to begin with. Most women use sex to get a relationship. They use sex to, get the guy who's going to secure them, financially or whatever. They will use that sex to get the boyfriend, get the roommate, get the husband, get the kid. Now they got the resources locked in, and then they cut it all off. And we know this to be true because let's say you're living with this woman and it just so happens to be her apartment, condo, house, whatever, and you guys are living there long term. She decides, I don't want to have sex no more. You say, okay, deuces, you leave. The next guy she gets with, do you think she's going to require any of that guy? No. She's not going to require him to give any kind of money, energy, attention, time, none of that. Like, she might recognize that he has money, and she might recognize that she wants energy, attention, and time from this guy, but she's not going to require it. She's going to flood him with sex in order to get him to want to give her multiple units of that. She restarts the whole relationship, and then she's the one who kills it. She's talking about there's no buildup, but when she's walking around naked, you won't let me touch you. So it's like you want me to approach you when? When am I supposed to hold your hand if you got the ick because you had to fill up 1 unit of eggs, and it just so happens that's 12. So you're looking at it like, oh, I had to fill up so many eggs. And I'm looking at it like, well, that's just 1 unit of work. Now you got the ick because I'm not congratulating you on every egg you put in the carton. Oh, I had to wash 50 dishes. No, you just cleaned the dishes. Now she's mad. I have the ick because you're not acknowledging that I cleaned 16 forks. This is what you guys are getting into. This is why the West is doomed. This is why you're not going to have the kids and you're not going to have the white picket fence. This is why you're never going to live happily ever after, because this is all of these women. Now, you got to understand, look at this woman. She's not ugly. I cannot objectively say that this woman is ugly. I cannot in any way, shape, or form say that this woman is ugly. She's got great face, or maybe it's just the makeup. I don't know. Whatever the case might be, I don't find her to be unattractive. But look at the hair. She's got the pixie cut. If you know anything about women, when they do that pixie cut, it means one thing. They are rebelling against men. This is a feminist trope. It's a feminist thing. It's what they all do. It's their flag. That's the flag that they bang. Like the Bloods and the Crips got blue and red. The feminists have the pixie cut. So when they're trying to rebel against men and male authority, because the hair is it's women's strong point. It's a big sign of beauty for them, right? Anytime you see a woman, the one word that she says every single day, my hair. There's never a day that goes by where she ain't talking about her hair. She's always going to say, whether she's got short hair or long hair, she's going to say something about my hair. It's their beauty. It's their covering. So that's that. But then you see she has the tattoos. When you see those tattoos, that typically means there's some sort of trauma, whether it's mental, emotional, or whatever. And she has not resolved that trauma. And now she's wearing it on her sleeve. And to another extent, psychologically, she could be marking her own territory. This is my body. You can't have it, right? A lot of times women will encounter some sort of sexual trauma, whether it's real or perceived, and they will lash out by doing that. The tattoos are a form of ownership of themselves. And I'm not going to go too deep into the psychological aspect of it, but either way, you see the pixie cut, you see the tattoos, you're dealing with a damaged woman, and then you hear the foolishness that she's spewing. You see how she scorekeeps everything. You see how she wants you to, wine her and dine, because as she said that, you need to be doing little things. Buy me flowers, wine me and dine me, take things off my plate. She literally said all of that. So when you think about this, she wants to do nothing and she wants you to reward her with a lot. And then she wants to give you 1 unit of sex and say, well, I gave you so much. I typically have to do so much. You helping me out isn't really all that big. It's the least you could do. I don't want to sound like a knuckle dragger, but this is just the facts. Women do not understand that men are only with them for sex. Now, I'm not saying that that's all women are good for. I'm not saying that that's all a relationship is good for. What I'm saying is the basic dynamic between men and women is one of man wants sex, woman want provision. And then they have to come together and make an arrangement on that. Like, I don't know how many of you guys go to church, even in the Bible. You look at the New Testament, Apostle Paul told all the apostles, hey, stay single, don't get married, just do God's work. And he said, only get married if you can't control your sexual urges. That's not my words. That's Apostle Paul. God told him to write that. Now Apostle Paul did tell all the early saints, hey, love your wife. So the love is born once the compromise is made. I want sex. You want resources. Let's make a deal. That's what women don't get. Men by nature, I just want to have sex with you. I just want to see you naked and touch on your fun parts. And she's going to say, okay, well, I just want you to provide for me. And I want you to, take care of me. I want you to, check on me mentally and emotionally. So you guys got to have some sort of, they don't get it. I promise you guys, women, honest to God, they think that you're just this Neanderthal, gorilla, snarling werewolf beast of a man. And they think everything that you think in terms of a relationship is wrong, and everything that they think is right. They think that they are bringing the beast into the ways of the civilized man by getting with you. They honestly think that, and there's nothing that you can do to really change that. So they think that everything that you think is wrong and everything that they think is right. So when you say, I want lots of sex, they say, oh, no. A relationship isn't just about sex. That's just the icing on the cake. And you're like, what? And they want to do all this other stuff, the money, the energy, the attention, the time, right? They want to, this thing popped up on my phone. I was on Instagram. Look at this stupid meme. Look at this stupid video. Every time, just like she gets mad that every time you see her, you want to dive on her and go to town. Every time she sees something on her phone, she wants to come show it to you. Every time a thought pops into her head, she wants you to entertain that thought. She sees you and she thinks, oh, I can talk to you. You're here. I can talk to you. You're not doing anything. There's 2 things women will always do. 1, they will always help themselves to your time. Let's say you guys don't live together. She'll say, oh, what are you doing right now? Or what are you doing later on? You'll say nothing. And she'll say, okay, so we can do this. Or I was thinking we could do this. And you'll be like, nah, I'm just chilling. And she's like, oh, so you don't want to hang out with me? And it's like, realistically, no. They can't understand. They think that because you're not doing anything, that time is free for them. So it's like, oh, well, you're not working. You're not going to the gym. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. There's no reason for me not to have your attention. There's no reason for you not to be in my face. If you don't want to be around me right now, that means you hate me. But when you try to reverse that logic and say, well, there's no reason for you not to have sex with me. Oh, you're a horrible man. They always will try to help themselves to your time. They're always going to do that because they don't understand. Hey, if you think me seeing you naked and then I want to dive on you, if you think that's violating your body, I think you helping yourself to my time is a violation of you're violating my time. I don't want to spend time with you. Doesn't mean I hate you. They can't get it. When you reverse their logic and put it back on them, they fall to pieces. They just don't get it. I promise you guys, if you're out there trying to have these relationships and you think that we're gonna live happily ever after, no, you're not, because this is what they are.